Madeline, good morning. Here's another day in how to eat and fast from 3 o'clock. So yesterday's video I mentioned 2 meals because I was only going to eat 2 meals. Today I've got a real hunger, so I'm making enough for 3 meals as though it's breakfast, lunch and dinner. So you just make the volume of food that you think that you're going to eat throughout a day, and then you break it up accordingly. So for example, if I'm starting to eat at 7, I've got 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. I've got 8 hours. 2, 4, 6, 8. So that allows me to have 3 meals and a snack or 2 snacks, just depending. So if you eat every 2 hours, and I'm vegetarian, so sometimes I can eat before 2 hours because it's digested. So it will depend on whether what you're eating in the day. Today is going to be a grain day. I'm having groats actually, and I'll just show you. They're steel cut oats. I don't put very much in the bowl at all, and that will be for today and tomorrow. So I'll just quickly show you those. Steel cut oats, they're organic and they haven't had the heat applied to them for the rolled oats. I do still have some in here. They're the quick oats. They have far less nutrients in them than the steel cut ones. Steel cut ones take a little bit longer to cook and they're tastier. They're way tastier. Heat's not an issue with them, so if you want to turn them up a bit higher, you can. There's a process with oats, and it's a traditional Scottish process, which we are. We are predominantly Scottish, and actually Madeline, you're predominantly Scottish and Sri Lankan. All right, so pinch of salt, as the true Scots would make it. Some apple cider vinegar. So I shake it up. Organic apple cider vinegar. I put a capful in. You can put half a capful. I like the capful because it gives it that little appley flavour. Sometimes I will put apples in with them. Today I'm going to put sultanas, but they don't go in straight away. They'll go in halfway or near the end of the cooking. But I like sometimes if I'm going to do an apple, I'll cut a whole apple. Actually, let me see if I've got an apple. I do. Let's do the apple. Let's do the apple. All right. I don't take my skin off. I leave the skin on. There's lots of good nutrients in the skin. And I try and take away as little as possible. So I just cut down into that little core and try and take away as much apple, because this is a beautiful organic apple. And then I'll cut that bit into pieces. And then I've got some Brussels sprouts, very low on steam. Sweet potato again in the oven. And I'm going to show you, I cooked beetroot yesterday. So I'll show you the beetroot. It's beetroot with the leaves on it, and I cooked the whole thing. And I'll just take off what I call the tail, because it looks like a little rat's tail. So this is the beetroot. It's a whole beetroot with leaves, and I'll just take off that little rat's tail after, when I'm ready to eat it. So I cook that whole to keep all the nutrients in as much as possible. All right, apples are in. Salt and apple cider vinegar. It's still on lowish, but it's a bit higher. It's going into the medium. Then I'm going to make a quiche today. So I just put a teaspoon of olive oil, organic cold pressed olive oil, into my quiche dish. It's just me eating, so I'm just going to rub it around with my fingers. You could do it with a brush, pastry brush, or a piece of that paper towel. You could do it with a bit of paper towel. All right, I've got 2 eggs in here. I've got 2 steamed eggs from yesterday. And when I say steamed, it's what people call boiled, but they're really just steamed because I don't boil them. I bring them pre-boiled and then rinse them in cold water. Alright, that's enough of that. I've got a couple of cherry tomatoes which I'm going to put into the bottom. And I'm just going to cut them in half, plonk them in. I've got my coffee brewing. I'm about to have that. That's what I have usually first thing 6 a.m. when I get up. Alright, just pour that in. And then I will get all of it out of the bowl. And then I'll prepare my snacks now. And then I'm all ready for the day. Put that in the oven next to the sweet potato. And I will have a little more food than I need today, I believe, in regards to maybe a couple extra Brussels sprouts and sweet potato. And that can roll over till tomorrow. Okay, now for some snacks. I find nuts are really important because they're full of good fats. I have activated nuts, so organic activated walnuts from Organic Angels, the food delivery place here in Melbourne. There's also, I've got in Safeway, there's a lot of organic nuts. They're not in the health food section. I find they're in the nut and fruit section where you make cakes. That's where the organic ones are. So you can get the cashews in the health food section. They're not organic, and the ones in the where you make cakes and where there's fruit and nuts, they're organic. Another little paper bag in here somewhere. Brazil nuts. Ooh, man down. So I'll put 3 or 4 of those in. And then today I'll have an orange, a beautiful orange. Oranges are great through winter. We get a lot of oranges in winter. That's because we're meant to have that boost to our immunity. Also, as you know, in the morning I'll have the coffee. I've got this one. This is celery and orange again with all supplements. That I'll have in the morning. And then, as I feel like it, I've got my amount of water. But if I haven't drunk this in the morning, which I often have, but if I haven't, this will be drunk in the afternoon, plus the herbal cups of tea, which count as ingesting fluids as well. So that's it. That's the morning prep, the morning routine. I hope that was helpful to you.